Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, RICANS. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who taught us truth to the Spirit. And shalom to the mighty Akim and Akwaf out there who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. And today's topic's I'm gonna be talking about number one, how Esau wants everyone to rely on him, as well as I'm just going to briefly mention the fact that Edomites, they want to claim a victim or claim minority and then go back to enjoying their white privilege. Okay, so first let's get on to this. Okay, this first article. Why stadium, and this is on Twitter. Twitter is actually a really good place to hear about some major news, actually. But anyway, why stadiums and theaters returning to 100% capacity while restaurants and gyms are still restricted. One health expert calls it anti-science. Okay, now just let's examine this title right quick. Okay, stadiums and theaters. Okay, so a stadium is a really big thing. Okay, and I think I'm pretty sure this theater is I think movie theater, I believe, unless they're talking about a different theater. But anyway, regardless, so stadiums and theaters, which are a lot bigger, is returning back to, they can have all the people in there, while restaurants and gyms, they're still restricted. Okay, so now why is that? All right, before I get into that, let's see if we can find some more information. Okay, so it is movie theaters, concert halls, whatever, arenas. So on the Star or Toronto Star, it's a growing chorus. Oh wow, okay, so you can't, if you have to be jabbed, you have to be jabbed, and masks are optional. Okay, wow, and I can't read the rest of the article. Okay, so basically what this means is that, bigger corporations, largely owned companies get to fully reap the benefits of, getting more people buying their services, all right? While what's it called? Places like restaurants and gyms, there could be restaurants like a family restaurant, mom and pop shops, gyms or whatever, that's not owned by like large companies, primarily stuff like that. They are more privately owned businesses. That's what it's called. That's basically what it's primarily targeted to. Privately owned companies are restricted in being able to make their own money and provide for themselves. Okay. Now this isn't a new thing, because Esau has always done stuff like that. Particularly, I remember a couple, not a couple, like I think a lot of years back. I don't remember what year. I think I know it was more than like 5, definitely more than 7 years. No, 5 or more years. There was they were talking about voter ID laws, okay? And to be honest, they really are still talking about voter ID laws, okay? While Jake, you should not be voting in the first place, but if we really want to talk about it, on the voter ID laws, the people that were trying to make laws or whatever, the legislation, they specifically asked, what, give me the data for which so-called blacks and Hispanic people, I think it was black people go to, predominantly go to vote, okay? So that was specifically asked, and then it led to all the discussion saying, oh, they are intentionally being racist or whatever because they're asking for for information on the race of the people that go to vote in order for them to make a law or whatever, or invalidate their what's it called, their votes at said time, meaning that said people that vote at that time wouldn't be able to vote, but because the what's the word, because the bill didn't say black people's votes are invalid, it said people who vote at this time votes are invalid, or something to that extent, okay? And prior to them making to that bill, they got information on black people voting, so-called black people voting at said time, okay? So obviously we see that, Esau Edom is has a history of, going these technicalities, well, not really technicalities, but yeah, I guess it is a technicality, and they want to go sneakily do some evil and decree unrighteous decree. Yet when they were addressed about it, they said it wasn't racist. We didn't say black people's votes don't count. We just said votes at X time or votes at this place does not count. And they asked prior for so-called black people's time and voting and location of voting. Okay, so very clearly we see that it is a racially motivated act. Yet they have the audacity to say it is not a racially motivated thing, and it is reasonable to do X, Y, and Z. All right, now, and that's the wickedness of Esau, to do something so blatant, yet at the same time have the audacity to say that's wrong. I would never do that. I'm not racist. That's crazy. All right, but yeah. Secondly, another thing is, if you, as for the people, a lot of people in these jobs, the jobs working for the bigger companies, the major corporations or whatever, a lot of them have been losing their jobs, like police officers and firefighters and whatnot. They've been losing their jobs because they refuse to get jabbed. All right, and this is what happens when you refuse to not get jabbed, okay? From Disclose.tv, just in, NBA's Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the Brooklyn Nets until he is jabbed against Uh, yeah, that. So now, like, because he absolutely refused, they cut him loose. They said, okay, you're not gonna take part in anything at all. All right. So, I mean, that now, what can Kyrie do? What's Kyrie's source of taking care of himself? Okay. Well, obviously we know that he has money, so he's not really something to be worried about. And to be honest, me personally, I don't care about any celebrity. If you are a celebrity, Edomite or Israelite, it does not matter to me, because chances are there's a high chance that you're probably doing something wicked. All right, and you're not really you're not really in the truth. Most likely. Well, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but well, let me get that, because there's a precept to that. Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Then said YAHAWASHI unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Meaning that it's very rare, it's very hard for a rich man, someone like Kyrie Irving or LeBron James or Brandon T. Jackson, who is claiming to be in this truth, yet he doesn't know the names. He wants everyone to just put aside our differences and just join together. Like, no, that's going off. We are not supposed to associate with wicked people, wicked Israelites, wicked heathens, or anything. Okay, and in addition to that, I just had it and I lost it. Slakia, what was it? Oh yeah, he said he wanted to have establish a United Nations of Israel or something like that. Something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but like that. What? Like, you want to have your own like, the stuff that he's doing is what YAHAWASHI is meant to do. Okay, YAHAWASHI is gonna establish a United Nation of Israel, or the nation / the country of Israel, or whatever. All right, that's YAHAWASHI's job. Like, don't get arrogant. Don't act like just because you have money, just because you're probably. I think he's probably one of the few, if he is actually in this truth, because sometimes you really just can't tell. But if he is in the truth, which it does to me, I don't really think he's fully in the truth, then he's like the richest / most powerful Israelite in this truth that knows they're an Israelite. All right. You also have Kendrick Lamar and that other one, Kodak Black. But those two, I think I heard last time I heard, they were pretty bugged out as well. But yeah, Brandon T, he also is bugged out. So even then, he's not really in the truth. Okay. So again, Matthew chapter 19, verse 23, a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So the chances of Brandon T actually getting in the kingdom of heaven, being saved, it's not looking good for him. All right. But yeah, so for the brothers and sisters that are working for major corporations, then if you refuse to get jabbed, then they're just gonna let you go. And if you're working for a small business, then your business is getting screwed over, because they're somehow they have some regulation to limit your ability to make money and provide for yourself. All right, making you need to rely on Esau Edom, which was in the form of the stimulus checks. All right, that's why. I also heard that a lot of Jakes, they didn't even, like, they're still, after that they're still jobless, which half and half would be their fault. Maybe not their fault because, you know, again, if they're not jabbed, then obviously they can't work for certain jobs. All right, but yeah, that's basically it. Also, in Isaiah chapter 31, from the top, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Most High. Okay, so if you go down to Egypt for help, meaning if you go down to Babylon is spiritual Egypt. Okay, if you go down to Esau, Edom to get help, you know, that's when woe is destruction. Okay, you're gonna be destroyed for trusting in Esau and not trusting in the Most High Yahweh. Okay, yes, you're supposed to refuse the jab, but you know you're not supposed to slakia. Trust in the Most High and refuse the jab, refuse to get envenomated. But at the same time, you know, you continue to do what you can and trust that the Most High will provide a way for you to do what you can in order to provide for yourself, and so the Most High will provide for you in that sense. All right, and even if you know you just get laid off, just trust in the Most High. Okay, you can't fold and then just. Okay, well, I guess I have to follow after Esau. No, that's wrong. That's bugged out. All right. But yeah, moving on to the next topic. Basically, the whole victim mentality. I'm gonna briefly go into this, and then I'm gonna be done with this topic. Because there's not much that needs to be said, but basically, in the video, this Jake said showed an example of how. Well, I don't want to. Okay, well, basically, it's he's playing a white Edomite slot here. He plays an Edomite that said some racial slurs. Okay, so an Edomite that said a racial slur, and an Edomite that said homophobic, quote unquote homophobic slurs. Okay, so there's in those two instances. All right, one of them said racist stuff. The second one said homophobic stuff. Okay, so the one that said racist stuff, they just got a slap on the wrist. You know, everything went back to normal. But for the one that said quote unquote homophobic stuff, basically they got fired. Like there was no more remorse or anything like that. Okay, and that goes to show, you know, how that this is Esau's world. Like Esau, it's in the sense that the boss is an Edomite, all right? So the boss knows, yeah, you said some stuff, you got caught. I didn't get caught, but I say the same things too. So, you know, I don't really care that you said that, but other people will care. So I'll just pretend to discipline you, and, you know, you can just go back to work and whatever, okay? And for the homophobic thing, Slakia, for the homophobic comments, it's oh, how dare you say something so insensitive or whatever. Okay, like get out of my sight and whatnot. That's basically what happened. Okay, and this also is what happened with Dave Chappelle. Okay, I think this is what was this is what inspired him to do. Okay, so let me find this, because there was a comment that I saw I liked a lot. Slakia. Okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna find it. Okay, well, I can't find it, so oh well, and forget about that then. In the Dave Chappelle thing, I guess I didn't watch the Closer or whatever. But basically, the thing was like in here it said, where is it? Here. So in time.com, it says Chappelle argues. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but literally over here. I'll start over here. The Closer is even more obsessed with the subject as he weaves in and out of the topic over its 70-minute runtime. He jokingly and perhaps half truthfully calls himself transphobic several times and says he learned that word when he was first called out for making anti-trans jokes in a stand-up set 16 years ago after leaving Chappelle's show. Okay, Chappelle, whatever. Chappelle argues that the people who are most angry at him are the ones who only hear his sound bites as opposed to whole sets. He says that the target of his jokes are not gay or trans people, but white people. And insinuates the jokes are retaliatory for the way that queer white people still oppress black people. I have never had a problem with transgender people. If you listen to what I'm saying clearly, my problem has always been with white people, he says. At another point, he expands upon this, saying gay people are minorities until they need to be white again. Okay, so that I believe, I honestly, that is a very crazy thing. I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about that. I've never seen that before, but I never knew about that. Okay, so apparently, Esau Edom, he wants to he plays that victim card, but at the same time, he uses his white card, his white privilege card. It's like a switch. He turns on the victim card when he's getting beaten down, and then when he wants to beat them down, he uses the white privilege thing. Like, he minority to majority, like that. Even though they're not really the majority of the world. Okay? That's crazy. And that really goes to show, the mindset. Okay? He really thinks that he can just do and say whatever he wants and get away with it. That's crazy. And he polices it. He polices everything. He wants everything to be the way he wants it to be. Alright? What is this? Okay, yeah, I saw this. It's got one of the guy that actually responded, saying that some Joe Gruden or whatever, Gruden. But yeah, I saw it was an Edomite, so I didn't really care. But at the end of the day, I'll eat that. The thing is, you have to look out, because that's where the whole liberal and conservative thing comes in as well. Okay, so yeah, we look at the whole conservatives are like the open racists, Slakia, but you also have the liberals who are the snakes the wolves in sheep clothing. Okay, taking a line from what's his name, DMX. I believe he stole that concept from the Bible, as it's be as harm. Slakia. Let me not paraphrase and ruin it. Okay, yeah. I think he took the general concept, but it's Matthew 10 verse 16. Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, meaning like, well, getting back to what I was talking about, how Esau Edom, Esau Edom is the wolf in sheep's clothing, because in the metaphor of Esau's actual kingdom, the sheep are the minority, which would be the Israelites, yes, but that's also the Edomites are putting themselves as a minority with the whole LGBT alphabet, okay? So with that, they are trying to say that they're sheeps, but not sheep as in, oh, I want to be saved, but even though they do want to be saved, yes, but sheep in the sense that, oh, we're the ones being oppressed, while the wolves, being the conservatives or the Republicans, whatever, are the wolves, okay? And that's where the wolf in sheep clothing is, because I don't know, I've seen before that there were some very racist, gay people, okay? That's how there was this one gay guy who was just calling this, I don't remember where it was from, but this gay guy calling a Jake the N-word like non-stop. He just kept on. Oh, it was in one of the HOI videos. It was a years ago, like when I was watching when I first got into this truth. I literally saw I was watching HOI at the time. I think, yeah, HOI was the first camp that I actually learned about. But yeah, so I watched the video. Like, this one gay guy was just saying all these racial slurs, talking down over him, calling him a monkey and whatnot to the what's it called? One of them, I forgot their names, Slovakia. But yeah, which, yeah, good on them for pushing out this truth. But yeah, I personally don't really mess with HOI, primarily because my primary reason for not dealing with HOI is because of the whole MOTB doctrine not being a physical mark. They say it's not physical. They're saying it's it's spiritual. Okay, so I don't mess with them anymore. I don't watch them. I don't. Yeah, but and enough of that. Like, in the general sense, like, that's basically what the wolf in sheep's clothing means, and also what Dave Chappelle was talking about, how they still oppress Jake. Okay, they still talk all these horrible things on them. Okay, it's literally what he was talking about. Apparently, even though I didn't see it, but that's what the article is saying. The gay people will still oppress Jake. All right, so like, because again, it says gay people are minorities until they need to be white again. Okay, and Esau. Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Esau has a perpetual hatred towards Jacob. Okay, so that's why Esau, even if they want to act like they're a minority, it has to come out that they hate Jake. All right, and we see that what's it called? This is talking about Esau Edom, because Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 2, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Mount Seir is the land of the Edomites. All right, so yes, basically, again, Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred. They want to play the victim card and say that they're the victims, when they're the ones that are in power. They're the ones that run not only Babylon but the entire world. Okay, everyone idolizes Esau Edom. All right, And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us truth through the Spirit. And with that, I want to say Shalom.